Neck pain, you know, you go through the arms, get into the neck, right? Low back, you go in through the legs, right? Lots of tension through the legs will pull on the back and cause that pain. So though, they're like, wait, why are you starting on my legs? So as we're pushing through the feet, you can always give a little movement in the toes. Switch feet on top. So at this point, we're just warming up and we're preparing them for some awesome deep work. We were trying to figure out a way to format this, do the little chunks, right? So just remember, as we get through this and as we get to the end, you guys can do this in whatever order makes sense to you in your mind, right? So I know we talked about, how you have some trouble doing this. So with this, you're gonna need to have your table a little lower. For me, honestly, I couldn't have my table any higher. This is a pretty good spot for she and I, because I want my tool to be going down. I want to be able to just lean in, right? So what I'm doing is I'm coming to the top of her glute, trying to find a good spot. If you want to kind of warm up the tissue a little more, right? We just came back, haven't really been working come in with some soft fist. While I'm giving her a nice movement through her spine, checking out her glutes, I'm actually feeling her tissue to see where do we need to work, right? QL stuff. For me, I don't have a lot of legs, so to do a jostle while she's on the table with my knee is a little harder for me. You can see Robert in some of his videos, he may come in and do a little jostle here with the glute. For me, that doesn't really make sense for my body, so I tend to do more of a static. And so you find a good spot. How's that feel in there?
That's so good.
Do you want a little more pressure?
Sure.
So I'm gonna find another good spot. Yeah, I'm angling down towards the other hip and down towards the feet. But you've got your hands here, you could do a little. Honestly, if I was doing this work, I'd have my table one lower, because I can feel that I can't get as much over her as I'd like to, right? It's all right. So as you guys are working, before you get started, make sure your table's at a good height for you, so that way you guys can really practice this and not feel well, I'll do this later. Let's go ahead and do it to where you guys can feel comfortable. But this is the primary, right? This is all secondary. You guys ever do any things where you're, working the glute and bringing this kind of stuff, right? So you come in with your point, you can still do that kind of stuff, right? But the main point is going to be, we're going to find this nice good spot here up on the top of the glutes. Do a little jostle. Sink in. Is that enough pressure in the glute? You could probably take more, huh?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't give you any more because the table's too high. But with me leaning in, this is giving her as much pressure as I can, right? If she wants less pressure, I stand up. Just whenever you're on the table receiving, you can have your giver go ahead and show you the difference in just having a knee in the glute and just leaning in static, and then leaning in and just kind of giving them some assisted pressure, I guess you would say, right? Awesome. Let's start there. And like we said, let's do this to where we're getting to try it, feel comfortable, but we're not trying to do a full massage, so we can move on to the next little bunch, because I have 4 different little groups I want to try to get through.